What's up, everybody? We are back with the Cryptid Files. We are your hosts, Anthony and Charlie.
Yep.
And today we are going to be going over Pennsylvania's own Squonk.
It's a wild creature.
Yeah. So before I did any research on the Squonk, just hearing the name makes me think of exactly what it is. I saw this like little pig.
Yeah.
Like naked mole rat looking.
Yeah, I was thinking
like wrinkly, slimy thing.
I was thinking sweaty pig immediately. like just with loose skin,
pimples and zits and probably smells
funny.
Especially
because it lives in Pennsylvania. And we already have weird stuff in Pennsylvania, so thinking of a cryptid in Pennsylvania, I was thinking something ugly.
Yeah.
But
So here we are with the Squonk. So the Squonk is native to the northern Pennsylvania region, or actually where we're filming right now.
Yeah.
He might be in our backyard.
Could be.
The first sighting of the Squonk, Charlie, was in the late 1800s, so he's been around for a long time. When I say he, I mean there's multiple. And the population density is that there's many of them. There's it's not just a squonk, it's squonks.
It's a lot of squonks.
It's a multitude of squonks.
Is it squonks? Or is it like a...
Yeah, I think it would be squonk, because a squonk is singular.
I think we have a flock of squonk.
Yeah, what would a group of squonks be known as?
A gaggle of squonks.
A gaggle of squonks. Well, what's a group of pigs known as?
A bunch of pigs.
Or is it a troop? Is it
a bunch of pigs. A
troop is monkeys.
I don't know.
Well, I think they should be a gaggle of squonks. Or a squink of squonks.
A squink of squonks sounds
squink
good.
Of squonks.
Yeah, squink of squonks.
Multiple squonks are known as a
That's
squink.
the new official term for squonks. We have a squink of squonks outside, and they are causing ruckus.
They are just being squinky. Squonky.
Yeah, there's some problems coming down now with the squink of squonks that keeps running around.
So they are described as pig-like with wrinkly skin that sags off of them, and they're all warty and gross.
Yeah.
Just pretty much what we thought they would look like. And there's our little picture.
Oh yeah, if you're watching on Twitch right now, there's a little picture of a squonk. We got some lovely artwork.
Yeah, there's a squonk there in the corner, and if you're on TikTok, you can see him up there in the corner as well.
Oh yeah, he's up top.
Those are drawn by Bryn. She does all of our podcast art. The lore behind the Squonk, the story of the Squonks.
Yes.
They are so ashamed of how ugly they look that they just cry all the time. All they do is cry.
I can relate.
Their entire existence
I can relate.
is sadness.
Sad squonk sadness.
Sad squonkness. They just cry, and they cry, and they cry, and they cry. They're just weeping all the time. They refuse to look at their own reflection. They just find dark corners, like caves, or under logs, or just in the darkest corners of the woods, and they're just nobody look at me, and they just cry. And then they if it's seen, if somebody finds a squonk, it's just I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And if you corner it, you finally get it to a spot it can't get away from you, it will just cry so hard it dissolves into nothing, just a pool of tears.
Like putting cotton candy in the water.
Yes. They literally cry themselves out of existence. Yeah. And if that doesn't just hit you in your little emo kid heart, I don't know what does.
Yeah. No, apparently they're it's as much as it's a cryptid, there's a lot of people that have said they've seen squonks and people that have gone out to look for squonks.
Yeah.
For the past 200 years in Pennsylvania. So it's
squonk hunting.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's a real thing up here, I guess.
Now I wasn't able to find anything about if you manage to catch one. Are they special? Because like I said, everything I saw was you corner it, it's gone. So is there a way to jar it up, blind it so it doesn't let you see it?
Apparently not.
Does it grant wishes if you protect it?
No,
is it
apparently
can you eat it?
It's just this terribly ugly, sad thing crawling around the woods, and if you do happen to catch it, it dissolves. It dissolves before you can actually, get your hands on it. But I think from what I've learned, it was loggers in Pennsylvania in the 1800s that were saying that they were seeing these things.
The squonkus.
Which, it could be them seeing any type of hairless, ugly creature, but it seems like a lot of people have been
it could have been a bear.
There is a terribly sad.
This thing is just crying. Creature. Oh, that's not a squonk. That's my wife.
Like the physical characteristics, how big a squonk is. Did we talk about that?
They're pig-sized.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they're a little smaller actually. They're
piglet-sized.
Yeah,
they're
like piglet-sized. Yeah,
toy pig.
They're small. Not like squirrel-sized small, but not like raccoon sized. They're like raccoon sized.
Yes. So then maybe they just saw a raccoon with mange.
I don't know.
Raccoons, but the crying, I don't know.
Don't really look like pigs though.
That's a good point.
So it would have to be a very fat raccoon with
like a
mange.
fucked up nose.
And I've also never seen a raccoon dissolve before. But, you know, I don't know. I haven't seen too many raccoons, I guess. You know, I've seen a good amount of them, but never a dissolving one. Maybe they're out there.
They might be. Yeah, so... And honestly, maybe there is no squink of squonks because I don't think they like seeing each other either.
Yeah, probably not.
So there's probably no such thing as a group of squonks.
We can dream, though. We can dream.
One day they will be, maybe they will learn to accept themselves through accepting each other.
Yeah.
Or they look at each other as like looking in the mirror and they hate it.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably the second thing.
Or maybe it makes them happy to see each other because they know there's something uglier than themselves. I know.
Hey, you're ugly too.
You're ugly. Well, at least I don't look like you, Greg. You look like garbage, Greg.
You look like shit. So I only have one notable sighting. This was in the early 1900s. A man by the name J.P. Wentling claimed to have caught a squonk in a bag. So he was able to I guess get up behind it and over it. But when he made it to his house and opened the bag to see to be yeah, I caught the squonk, it had dissolved in the bag. Because I guess it knew it was caught and it just cried itself into oblivion.
Like somebody's seeing my ugliness right now.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
So, yeah, that's my only squonk sighting that's been documented that I was able to find. Did you get anything on
I had a couple from the early 1900s and then late 1800s where it was all loggers.
Yeah.
That were out there in the woods, and they all reported, I think they were all working in, I forget what area it was, but it was in a hemlock forest, which is why they were known for hemlock forests now, apparently. But
okay.
It was a logging company out there, and they were just constantly seeing these things. And they were like, there's something out there that is terribly ugly and small.
And sad.
And it literally is crying. And so they would all go out eventually and try looking for them together. Mm-hmm. And apparently they couldn't find them as a group. Which is weird, because they were all going out individually and sighting them.
Yeah.
Might have some merit, because the squonks want to avoid people, so if they see a lot of people, they're going to, stay...
You're a little more stealthy.
Yeah, but one guy out there might be able to,
It's all, you also have the whole Scientology, I can only fly when no one's looking kind of bullshit too.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Scientologists think they can fly when no one's looking?
They can only fly when no one's looking.
No.
Yeah.
There's no way that's a thing.
That's the thing.
That's really a thing?
That's a Scientology thing.
Oh, dude.
Now we're a Scientology podcast.
Yeah.
Are Scientologists cryptids?
Are Scientologists cryptids?
This is the second time Scientology has came up on this
show.
Such a weird
and
we're on our third episode.
It's such a weird thing, Scientology.
Jesus Christ. Well, this is going to go on to TikTok.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he's the one of the ones that said it.
He said
Tom Cruise is I can fly, but you can't watch. You can't see it. You just got to believe that I can, because I can if no one's watching. Swear to God, I'll find it. I'll show you over now.
He was in Top Gun, so I have to trust him. Just kidding.
He's flying with people watching Top Gun. Oh my God. But yeah, but I mean, the only thing I can think of, what if, because as much as we want to believe in these cryptids, we also got to talk about the opposite sides. What we do, it's what Chris and I do when we do our ghost hunting too. Yeah. It's I want to believe that we're seeing this thing, but is it also real? The EMF's going off. Is it a ghost, or is this piece of metal magnetized to make it happen? You gotta rule out all the possibilities before you get to the there's no other way to explain this, right?
Yeah.
So what if they thought they were hearing a squonk crying and it's really just foxes screaming in the woods? That sounds like a woman weeping sometimes.
It does.
It also sounds like someone getting murdered, and it scared the shit out of me the first time I heard it.
Also, I was going to say, squonks, the way they've been described and the way they look has always seemed very, furless, pig-looking small animal. And it really just looks like an animal... Like this, let me pull up this screen capture real quick. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about, right? All right, these guys, they look like possibly it could be like a bear, like a baby bear cub with terrible mange. And it's also something I wouldn't get close to, so.
I feel like it would feel gross.
Yeah.
But I mean, people have naked mole rats as pets. And it kind of has a naked mole rat thing going on.
They shouldn't.
So maybe it's touching a naked mole rat?
Maybe. I don't know. They're weird, though. It's a weird thing, and I kind of want to go out now and go squonk
hunting.
Go squonk
well, apparently
hunting.
there is Squonk Fest in a couple places in Pennsylvania.
There's a Squonk Fest?
There's a Squonk Fest.
There's a Squonk Fest.
Yeah. So maybe we should roll up to a Squonk Fest.
We definitely need to go to a Squonk
next time
Fest.
it's going on.
If I ever hear about a Squonk Fest, I'm going to a Squonk Fest.
We're going to check out Squonk Fest. If anybody... Loki, it does not turn the frogs gay.
No, it does not do that.
It just cries, and the frogs try to lick it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's squonks in Ohio!
Are there squonks in Ohio?
So that means they are... The population's growing. That's good. Because they do.
Loki is not a valuable source of information.
Loki's valuable enough.
No.
That boy's seen some shit. I believe he's seen squonks.
I'm sure Loki's seen squonks.
Listen, so they reproduce through fission. Oh, Squonk Fest in Ohio.
Squonk Fest in Ohio.
So fuck yeah, dude. If they're doing Squonk Fest in Ohio, they're seeing squonks.
I mean, it's a native to northern Pennsylvania. Ohio's right across
there.
the border.
Yeah. I'm surprised that they're not in New Jersey. Maybe they just keep going west. They like the woods.
No one wants to be in New Jersey. Come on, be real. No.
Well, the devil ate them all.
Yeah. Yeah, Jersey Devil's
eating
strict
squonks.
diet of squonks. Yeah.
But yeah, they do reproduce.
Yeah.
Which is why that there's more than one population of there's population of them, not just one like the devil.
Yeah.
But they don't reproduce through because they don't want to see each other. They literally just and there's two of them.
Yeah.
And then they look at each other and run away.
Yeah, they're like cells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But cells that don't do the whole divide and become two and
asexual
attach and divide.
Method.
It's
never seen.
He's heard of them.
You've heard of them.
Well, Loki, we're gonna come to Pennsylvania and go squonk hunting.
We're in Pennsylvania.
We're in Pennsylvania. You're gonna go to Ohio and go squonk hunting.
Yeah, we'll
come to Pennsylvania and then we'll go to Ohio.
Yeah,
and then
you come to Pennsylvania from Ohio so we can go to Ohio to go squonk hunting. That's what we're gonna do.
And we're gonna go to Squonk Fest.
Yeah.
I feel like it would sound funky if you smacked it too.
like a hollow. It's like a hollow squonk, not like a.
It wouldn't be like smacking a cheek. I feel like it'd be like if you hit a really, really overripe, rotting watermelon.
Yeah.
That wet.
How do you think these things smell?
Probably
That's the other thing.
Probably
I think they probably smell terrible.
Well,
there's got to be a squonk watching this right now. It's just I'm ugly and I smell bad. No.
We're perpetuating their sadness.
I know. We're just
these poor things
spreading the squonk.
Oh my god, they probably they probably smell like an unwashed Shar-Pei.
An unwashed Shar-Pei.
Those wrinkly dogs?
Yeah.
They probably smell like that, after they don't get washed for a while with all the fucking schmeg in their fat rolls and they're already out in the woods, so they're all
maybe that's
muddy.
What they are.
And they probably got I don't know, when you get salt from the water on your face for too long, they probably stink of because of the tears on their face.
Yeah.
These things probably reek.
They probably smell real bad. And they have to be drinking a lot of water if they're crying all the time. So I just imagine them having some type of water retaining system, like a camel,
That's probably why when you smack them, they smell like a watermelon.
Exactly. That's probably why they sound like it. Just so everyone knows, these are all facts. As soon as we say them,
all of this
is factual.
Is factual.
Yeah.
Facts are not optional.
Have a watermelon sound. That's just what they are. A rotten watermelon sound. It's a fact. I've said it's a fact. You said it's fact.
It's fact. It is absolutely a fact.
Yeah. Terrible creature. That's it.
Poor things. The poor squonks. For just $0.25 a day, you can help this squonk learn to love its body. And if we could just get one to learn to love itself, then we can have a pet squonk.
Yeah. Guys, every dollar you donate to this podcast, I just want you to know it's going to go towards capturing a squonk and torturing it. So, no, I'm just kidding.
It tortures itself enough. We need to rehabilitate a squonk. We could be the first people to actually
make a squonk happy with itself.
Make a squonk love itself.
I feel like
every dollar you donate goes to squonk therapy.
You're gonna God. That's gonna open a rift somewhere. That might be bad.
That might be. What if they're meant to be sad and die all the time because if they last too long they become too powerful. What if it's when Godzilla goes nuclear and Godzilla vs. Destroyer, he had to die. Maybe these squonks need to fucking
it's their
dissolve.
Destiny.
Maybe they keep the trees alive.
Maybe
it's a drought.
That's for the hemlocks. That's
why trees.
That could be why we don't have a lot of hemlocks on this side of Pennsylvania anymore. That's what they were doing. They were saying it was some tree disease going around. No, it's a lack of squonks. The squonks need to dissolve next to the trees, or maybe the fact they are dissolving is what's killing the trees because we're it's getting more populated over here. We're seeing more squonks. Squonks are dissolving, so they're not able to do their magic tree rituals that keep the hemlocks alive. Who knows? Maybe.
Or it's the opposite. Maybe them dissolving is killing trees because they're salinating the soil.
I don't know. I think them crying is probably watering.
Tears have salt, but tears are salty.
Yeah, and the hemlocks love salt. That's a fact.
Do they?
It's a fact. I said it.
Oh, okay.
As soon as I say it.
Because, I mean, you salt the ground if you don't want crops to grow anymore. So, like, you salt the ground.
Oh, look, he wants to crossbreed a Pennsylvania with an Ohio squonk. You can't. You can't.
No, you can't because they don't breed with each other. They breed by themselves.
Yeah,
you'd have to like somehow manage to catch. Like, we have to be on the border, right? Yeah. Like, it's literally like this desk right here. This is the border of Ohio and Pennsylvania. You see one, I see one at the exact same time, and throw them at each other so that they like splat and then fuse and defuse, and now you have a crossbred squonk. Yeah. Before they dissolve into tears. I don't think it can happen.
Man, how does that work with like evolving, like splitting, like that? I mean, like, because there's some creatures that do like asexual reproduction,
like
right?
Clams and clownfish,
like clams and clownfish,
snails and shit.
They don't seem the most advanced.
No, they kind of just
maybe it slows down the evolution process and maybe
they're not even asexually reproducing by like doing anything. They're just like, I made two of me, and then they run off. Yeah. So you can't really like breed out good or bad genes in a family, like, because you're not like. Kind of
just keeps going down. You just gotta wait for mutations to, allow the fittest to survive.
The dumb ones just pass away before they like dissolve or fuse.
Yeah, I bet it slows down the evolutionary process quite a bit.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's been 200 years and they look the same.
I'm not a scientist, but I'm just saying clams look like fucking clams, and they've always looked like clams.
The horseshoe crab, he never did nothing.
Yeah, the horseshoe crab, everyone else is like evolving. Horseshoe crab's like, no, I'm a chill. I'm good. I'm good like this. I'm good like this.
One fish wearing jeans. The gene fish.
Yeah.
Loki.
The gene fish wears jeans. Yeah. Levi's.
How would a fish wear jeans? Would it be over the front fins or over the tail?
The tail.
Or would it be like under it like
It'd be over the tail.
What about like the fins that are down?
It'd be over the tail.
Okay. I'm trusting you. It's facts.
That's how it goes. Yeah, facts from the podcast.
Charlie, do you think you could fight a squonk?
I could beat the living crap out of a squonk, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. That thing, first of all, it hates itself, right? So I don't even know if it would fight back. It would just let you. It might just let me beat it for it being so ugly. But like, it's small in stature, right? Small, hairless. My only problem is I don't know if I want to touch the thing. So. I would have to get a stick or something and fight it.
No, it's got to be a fair fight. Like, Squonk has no weapons, you get no weepons. Yeah. You got to just straight up fucking watermelon smack this thing.
I could take the Squonk. Imagine
you could probably drop kick this thing real fucking far.
Yeah. But you imagine how liquid it is, though. Like, would I just kind of go into it a little bit?
You probably
like it's sucked in.
You gotta get like your foot will go between the rolls. Yeah. And you kind of hear this like.
And they dissolve. So would I be able to like? I feel like as soon as I engaged like fighting it, it would just dissolve itself, anyways. So
do they dissolve quick, or is it like?
I don't know. Well, apparently it's slow enough for that guy to be able to put it in a bag.
True.
Right.
True.
So
and it's slow enough that he didn't feel it disappear. Yeah. It wasn't like all of a sudden like poop, it's gone.
I think they might just be so liquidy that when they die, they just automatically start the decomposition process, or maybe they're like part fungus and they break themselves down. That'd be really squonky. Imagine they're like part like mushroom, right? Ew. And they just start recycling themselves immediately.
Yuck!
But
yuck.
Well, that's the thing. Animals can die from like loneliness.
I mean, people can too.
Chinchillas, I think. Right? Or sugar gliders.
Sugar gliders die from loneliness. Foxes will die from loneliness. Yeah.
No, it's a real thing. Like, there's some
complex... Squonks just die from self-loathing.
Exactly. No, that could be... Emotions are, complex. And maybe that's, like, its defense mechanism, Just being so, like, hating itself so much. And that's why it stays away from everything. And that's why it survived. I bet there was, like, a time in history where there was squonks that were happy. And they all died off because they couldn't defend themselves. Except for the one that just crawled in a cave and just...
And cried
and retained water, and now they got this rotten watermelon texture and smell. But yeah, no, I
100% think they stink. So I don't. Would that put a bit of a like? Would that be an X factor against you? Like, 'cause I know smelling's a thing for you, man. Like, you don't like stinky stink.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, what if you get so close and you're just like, oh, this thing fucking reeks. I can't hit it. Like, then you're gonna get the smell on your hands.
If this thing challenged me, I would take it out.
I don't think it would challenge you. I think it would just run. Like, you gotta catch this thing to beat it up.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't go after this thing, though. You know? I mean, if I was put in a position where I had to fight a squonk, I feel like me looking at it feeling so bad for itself would be I'm like, how can I, just like beating him while he's down, Like, I don't know. I would have to do some emotional growth to fight this squonk before fighting the squonk. I'd go through a lot of fighting a squonk. I would feel terrible after fighting the squonk. But could I take the squonk? That's the real question. Yes.
I think I can fight a squonk.
Yeah.
I think the real challenge would be is if you can get to it fast enough to drop kick the thing.
Yeah.
It does look. It's like it's pathetic, and it's small and sad, but like it does look very drop kickable.
Yeah, that's the thing. You gotta do a quick attack because you don't want it to emotionally damage you while you're attacking. I bet that's
Jesus Christ! When do we get into like an animal abuse podcast?
Oh god. Oh god.
I do feel bad because there's some cryptids that'll kill the fuck out of you, and like those, you gotta fight back now. But this poor thing, like I do feel bad about the fact that we can beat it up.
Yeah, we could though.
Probably. Yeah.
We definitely could.
Yeah.
We can take this squonk.
Take the squonk.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Let's give this thing its rating. Let's throw this baby.
We gotta talk about its likelihood of being real first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It all goes in the rating.
Oh yeah. All right.
So likelihood of being real. I don't know. I mean, it's been around for 200 years.
It's been around for 200 years.
There's Squonk Fest, which spans 2 states. For
the United States is a long time.
The United States has only been around for 300 years.
Yeah, I mean that's a long time. I mean, there hasn't been any. I haven't heard of any like Native American sightings though
of squonking
of squonks.
Yeah.
So that's another. It's another thing. That's another factor there.
Maybe it came over on
Maybe
ships.
It came over with the Europeans. And maybe it was disease that came... It was disease that came over with Europeans that infected like a raccoon population at the time.
And they became squonks.
And it was just mangy, disgusting
raccoon babies.
Yeah, bear raccoon babies, whatever. Turned into these terrible things they called squonks. So, I think people have seen these. Are they actually a cryptid, or is it a infected version of another animal? Is everything about the squonk entirely real? Trick question. Yes, it is. But no, yeah, I think there's a good likelihood here. We're rating out of 5, right?
Yeah, so like probability out of 5.
Probably out of 5. Let me give this a 4.25.
4 1/4 of it of being real.
Yeah. Well.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
4 1/4 of it being real. I'm gonna come close with that. I'm gonna give it 3 3/4.
3 3/4.
Because again, 200 years, and you know what? Maybe it's an animal species. I don't think every aspect of it is real.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I definitely
dissolving
don't. Yeah.
in tears.
Yeah.
And the split fusion. Like maybe it's asexual. We don't have any asexual mammals in this, but we do have mammals that lay eggs. So like, who's to say that there's not an asexual mammal out there we haven't fully discovered?
Yeah. I mean, look at the platypus.
Yeah. That lays eggs.
That could have been a cryptid for a long time.
Exactly.
So,
this could just be like
a venomous mammal with
eggs.
With eggs and a bill.
It's just
Hold up.
It's a duck beaver.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna give it 3 3/4. Now on the coolness, out of 5. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be real honest with you on this one. I am giving him like half a point. There's nothing cool about a fucking walking ball sack.
Yeah, it is. It is one of the worst cryptids out there. Just because it's not threatening, it's not intimidating.
It's just sad.
If I saw one in the woods, I'd probably be like, "Oh, wow, they're real cool," and then I'd walk away.
Like, oh, great.
Yeah, I'd be like, "Wow, a squonk. Let's not touch it." Not because I'd be worried about it dissolving, but because I'd be worried about touching it. So, but it is, it's a little cool because I like the very emo self-loathing factor. So I'm gonna give it a 1.
You giving it a 1?
I'm gonna give it a 1 for coolness.
All right, and uniqueness, Charlie. I'll let you start on this one.
Uniqueness. Talking hard.
All the cryptids we know and what we've talked about.
This is
episode technically 2, but
fairly unique. This is very unique. So most of the cryptids, that I know of come from stories of them either causing problems or attacking livestock or doing damage of some sort.
Right.
The Squonk's just trying to exist. The Squonk's just trying to not exist, actually.
Yeah.
It is one of the most unique cryptids I have ever heard of. With that said, I'm going to say it's a 4.75.
4.75.
4.75 for uniqueness.
I honestly think I'm going to give it a 5.
You're
there's
fucking loser.
There's nothing I know that even comes close to the Squonk in like just looks alone, let alone like its whole The only thing that comes close to the Squonk in terms of like the attitude is the rake, but the rake is violent, not sad.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, it's the thing. It's got no like predatory instincts like a lot of these cryptids.
It's just straight up just like nah.
Yeah. Like it's actually hard to find cryptids that aren't dangerous in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. The Squonk has a almost zero danger factor. Like when we were talking about we could fight it. Yes, I could fight this thing.
Would I have to?
Yeah, would I have to? Would I want to? Probably not. But it is, it's just living, you know? A squirrel would be more dangerous than this thing, probably.
Honestly, especially if the nuts are involved.
Yeah.
All right, so we averaged that out to a 3.25 for the Squonk.
3.25.
3.25.
Yeah. All right, so I just want to address this with everyone real quick.
Uh-oh.
AJ has decided that our rating system, math is too complex for him, and so we need to change everything so that it's got a, it goes by quarters. So 1, 1, 2, 5, 1, 5, 1, 7, 5, 2. Which is stupid because we lose so many valuable numbers in that process. What, is 3 just not a good number anymore?
It's not.
I think 3 is a quality number.
3 is a great number, but it's 3, not 0.3.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, right now, this is our rating system. We're going to be using quarter integers. So
I told you can use whatever you want. I'm just going to round it to quarter.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're going to ruin my score. I want it to be an accurate score. So if we're going to go on quarter integers, I'm going to go on quarter integers because he's going to math it with quarter integers. But just so everyone knows, our Squonk is officially, what is it?
3.25.
3.25 rating.
Out of 5.
Yeah, which puts it...
Actually, same tier as the Jersey Devil.
Yeah, same tier as the Jersey Devil. So the uniqueness boost just kind of carried it.
Yeah, because the coolness really dropped it out.
Yeah, it's not very cool.
I think, let me see, the Devil we gave was pretty much like in the middle the whole way down. We gave it like, what killed the Devil was the probability of it being real. And we were just like, nah.
Yeah, no way.
There's no way.
There's no way.
That just one, like, that thing came out of that woman and is still around.
Yeah.
It is around.
Yeah.
Nah.
Just the fact that there's one of them that would have had to survive so long was... But the Squonk! It could be. Could be. Yeah. But alright.
Squonky.
Alright.
So that's it for our Squonk talk of this episode of the Cryptid Files.
Yeah.
So follow us on Instagram, DNR Paranormal, just like our Twitch handle here. And we will catch you next week for another episode of Cryptid Files.
Yep.
And stick around in the Instagram stuff to see our paranormal stuff as well. And we will see y'all next week.
Cool. Thanks for coming, guys.
Peace.
Peace.